So now you're 21?
Yeah.
20 years old, making 20. How did you feel?
I was in the desert in Morocco. I got the email. That was the first wire for 75K.
Oh.
And I'm in the desert on vacation. I'm like, cool.
Did you go home and be like, hey guys, if you guys don't need to pay rent this month, I got you? I'm looking at the compounding. I'm like, what? 20 mil recurring?
Yeah. Right, I was a personal trainer back in the day. Good Life Fitness here in Canada. First day, $30 a day was our budget. Booked 16 calls. Like, okay, what the hell is happening? Next day, like 12 calls. Within 3 days, my 2 next week completely booked out. And I hadn't blocked off even time for lunch or stuff.
If you lock in these customers, bro, your kids are set.
Yeah, that's true.
Welcome, guys. So today I'm bringing you guys...
Edgar Imanov, full name.
Want to introduce your company?
Yeah, basically it's Camilla.ai, and now initially like NBS Digital, but yeah, been working with the Serge, like no Serge for
when did you find
2 years
me?
exactly 2 years. Like it was in May of 2023.
Okay.
And now we're what, June?
Yeah, 2020, 2025.
2025.
Where did you find me? Was it an ad? Was it YouTube? Did someone kind of like
I think it was Facebook.
Us?
Yeah, I think it was Facebook. You know, actually now I remember, you know, it was when you had the Facebook group. Well, you still have it.
Yeah.
And I kind of joined the group. Obviously, I had a Hey Sam, like someone from his account outreach to me. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. I hadn't closed anything. Like that was January. I started my agency in November. Okay. Right off Agency Navigator, Imanagasi, you know, the digital renaissance event. I was like, oh shoot, 2K, bro. Damn, I dropped the 2K, started working. January, I got the outreach. Hopped on a call with, forgot his name, Robert. Yeah. Robert, which is one of the success coaches, I think.
No, he was kind of like doing discovery calls for us.
Okay. Yeah. So I did a call with him. He initially pitched me like a 3K VA offer. Back in the day. You guys had that like low ticket, kind of entry. And I was like, bro, I'm not making any money. Like, I just can't pay this, right? I was a personal trainer back in the day. Good Life Fitness here in Canada. Nice. For those that know. But then, obviously, I started getting the emails. I started getting the posts in the Facebook group.
Which one was the most important one?
Emails.
Emails were good, right?
The email you promoted a webinar.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll attend the webinar. This was like 3 months later. So January, February, March, April, I did the webinar. Yeah. So I watched the Webby 3 hours, or I think it was like almost 4 with the Q&A. He was like, okay, book my call for the next morning, 9 a.m. before work. And then 9 a.m. hopped on a call with Hassan. Yeah. And I remember Hassan being like, oh, sorry, man, I just woke up. So like, if we could help you, are you like willing to invest in yourself? And I'm like, bro, I got my credit card right here. I was like happy. He's like, yeah, okay. And he just showed me the presentation. I already knew I wanted to buy, you know? So I bought that back in the day was ABC.
ACB. I think
ACB.
It was,
Agency Consulting Basics. Yeah. So
ACB.
Kind of an initial like for a beginner thing. And that's
crazy. And I didn't necessarily want you to go through that whole story right away, but I think kind of like to preface this, like, you know, you literally drove 2 hours. You're in Ottawa. I'm in Montreal. And, you know, one of the things that I wanted to start doing is actually interviewing, you know, a lot of our clients, a lot of our partners, a lot of people that are in my circle that I know are building great things. And I kind of like, we wanted to do this podcast a few weeks ago, but I went to London. So we were supposed to shoot it, but then I decided to just go to London because I was tired of working to go see Chris Brown's show. But then I kind of like wanted to do this because one of the things that a lot of people are not getting in this AI thing is most people are being sold this idea that like, oh, you can make money by just building these automations and, you know, selling this to businesses. But no one is actually realizing this new evolution of agency to software. Right. And one of the things that, you know, I kind of like asked you like, hey, you want to kind of like share a few insights with me before we shot this podcast, just for me to get context as to like, you know, how you've evolved. And what you told me was so sick that I was like, holy shit, this is fucking going to be amazing. So today We're gonna hear about Edgar's story. I mean, he just kind of like talked about how he got started, but now he's running Camilla.ai, which is a kind of like a agency platform specifically for real estate. Maybe introduce Camilla.ai, but before we go into the AI story, I want to go back to how the story even got started, and then we're gonna end with kind of like the AI.
For sure, yeah. There's a lot of happening in AI, so we can get into that later. But yeah, basically, I mean, I kind of did the story of just all the courses and mentorships and implementations, and that's a big thing. So when we started like the Iman stuff, shout out to Iman, but there's not much like meat around the bones, right? It's just a really introductory thing, but like props to him, because or else I wouldn't be doing what I do today.
He has the job to get as many people in, and he's doing that perfectly.
Exactly.
So shout out to Iman, you're cooking. Yeah.
But where it really changes, like when you start looking really at as a business, right? Not just a side hustle. And that's kind of what happened when we started working with you guys. We had the sheets, some automations. We had a VA back in those days. Outreach was one of the best methods. But then you guys also got us started on ads. And up to that point, it was so inconsistent. Like 1 month, I remember like the first client I closed ended up paying us like something 40 grand in a year. I got them, I was doing 10 DMs a day. I got that client on like content back in those days, and that's the thing.
What was the offer then back then? Because I know we were probably pushing content?
It was content that was, because there was like the TikTok UGC that just blew up. And then everyone was doing content like, we'll get you views. I didn't even sell an ROI. I remember just hopping on the call with a company like I think they were doing between like 6 and 8 mil a year in revenue. And I was just like, yeah, you guys aren't posting on Facebook. We'll just do you a couple of reels a month.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, how much you want for it? I was like, 2.5K a month. And they're like, okay, sure. And I was like, damn. So we're just posting like 6 reels a month.
Wow.
Getting 100 views a reel. Like, it was horrible. Seriously. Like,
and you got them through outreach? Cold outreach with the
VA? I manually myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was doing 10 DMs a day between like my breaks as a personal trainer.
Yeah.
But back in those days, you could just pitch content and have people be like, oh, well, but now everyone has paid that 2K a month on either paid ads or content or SEO. And they're like, well, maybe I got something out of it. I think they got one deal in the whole year from their socials, right? So they paid back their money, but it's not like you're not going to increase your business or increase your revenue, top line revenue with that. So with the paid ads, basically, is we were able to start actually, okay, like what service do we want to offer? Like what infrastructure, what growth, like solution are we selling? And then using ads to validate it super fast and actively generate people on calls.
Yeah.
Right. Because up to that point, everyone is like, oh, well, we'll do outreach, we'll send DMs, cold email, but it's all inconsistent, right?
Yeah.
Apart like the 1% that maybe they've done cold email for always and it always works or whatever. Okay, sure. But with ads, it's like, if your ad is not converting, like obviously as long as it's not like a horrible ad, but even if you do a basic creative, you're
going to get something.
Yeah. And if you get nothing or it's really high cost, okay, well, this is an offer that the market doesn't really care about.
Yeah.
Like I did for example, recently I launched like a free trial offer for 30 days and it didn't convert better than our like no free trial offer. Yeah. So I was like, let go of the free trial, whereas before people would try and validate that for months on end versus 2 weeks. So that's a big thing that we've basically been able to systemize the way we go about everything.
So, I know a little bit about kind of like, so you went from the content offer, then you evolved into what? Like, so you went from content to then trying to sell a kind of like solution, but then you also, I know you went into helping homeowners, cottage owners help.
Yeah.
Like, so how did you go from content agency to then, was it to like, what was the next offers that you kind of like tested?
So it was content. Then when we started working with you guys, we went into kind of offering the full package of like, we'll do a Facebook group, we'll do your content, we'll script your emails, we'll help you convert your audiences and whatnot. And to be fair, the first person I pitched on that, I closed. It was like 10K in a single transaction. I was like, wow, let's go. Plus a 2.5K a month retainer. This is a guy that was doing zero content like a coach. I was like, he definitely didn't get his money's worth, but hey guys, it happens. I mean, it happens.
The goal was for you to make money.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. And he wasn't pissed about it. He was just like, at some point, we just stopped connecting, you know, whatever, right? But so we did that, like, growth solution. And once again, it was kind of inconsistent. And with the ads, especially in the coaching space, it was already saturated.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So we were like, okay, ads aren't converting for them. Then KC, one of your KC. Shout out KC, recovery and everything.
Lock in. We need you back.
Yeah, KC, man. So he hopped on a call with us. He's like, look, you guys are doing paid ads, right? You know how to do paid ads now. You've been doing it for yourself. You know, we knew everything about like CPMs, cost per lead, cost per book call.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we can just launch an ads for solar. And we were working, the 2K a month company we were doing content for was solar. So we already had we knew the industry.
Kind of what they want.
Yeah. And we knew their pain points and what they were dealing with, price points, all that stuff. So he's like, look, let's launch an ad in solar. And first day we launched that ad, we got like 12 book calls with $30 a day. It was like a pay per close thing though. So man, the sales process was a pain. Closed a couple of deals, but I was just like, look, it's not an industry that I enjoy. Yeah, it's too... You got everyone and their mother doing solar in the US.
Yeah.
Right? Like either selling solar or marketing for solar. So I was like, it's a bit inconsistent. Still hit our first 10K a month off that. So that was cool. Like in the recurring revenue. Prior to that was just like, you get a check, then another month you get nothing. And you know? So from there, we wanted to be in paid ads. We tried again the coaching for 2 months. Didn't work in ads, like no conversions, nothing. And then I was like, look, we're in Quebec and we're way behind. For those of you that don't know, but in Quebec, we're like 5 years behind the rest of Canada and the US.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, I don't see anyone running ads in Quebec for marketing, for paid ads. So I just did an ad. Hey, Quebec business owners, we'll do your ads. And that started converting like crazy. Like we were in the holiday season where normally no one gets book calls or your costs go way up. I was having calls on the 24th of December. On the 31st of December, I had like calls booked of people that were interested. And we started closing deals and everything. And yeah, that's sick. From there, we kind of just worked with every different industry. We had an Airbnb client. They printed super hard, like 15K in the first week.
Wow.
So then we were like, let's go all into this.
Airbnb?
Yeah.
So that's how you kind of like went into the helping short-term rental owners get clients, like grow their bookings?
Yeah. I've always went the route of doing a broad targeted ad
and figure out
to everyone to be like, hey, let me just discover plenty of different industry, different types of client profiles, see who can get the best results with the least fulfillment on my end, and that I enjoy working with. And then that's what, as soon as that happens, then I just niche down to that niche.
Yeah. So then you niche down into short-term rentals. So essentially, and then just to give context to people, you not only went after people with short-term rentals, but you also went after people like cottages, because that's different, right? Like Airbnb could also not be a cottage. But like when you started promoting, did you go Airbnb short-term rental just in general, or did you go cottage owners? Because
I went cottage.
Why?
I mean, because we were doing Quebec, right? So once again, it was all French. And here in Quebec, the main attraction for Airbnb is what is going like in a random location,
Chalet.
the Mont Tremblants, you know,
okay.
And people reserving cottages with like a view, a spa, versus like if you go to Montreal, you don't, like you can stay in an Airbnb, but most people in Montreal, Quebec City stay in a hotel.
Don't come here too, like
stay in a hotel, or they do an up and down.
I agree.
So that's why we went with Cottage.
Tell people kind of like how that offer performed.
So seriously, to this day, I'm mind blown at how. So I was like, okay, look, my partner's name is Jeremy. I was like, hey, Jeremy. He's the one that takes care of all fulfillment and ads. So I was like, hey, Jeremy, like this guy's been getting great results, like just straight printing, like $30 a day in ads every single like day or two, $500 booking like is coming in. So I'm like, this guy is literally printing cash. So hey, let's launch an offer exclusive for them. Film the video, launch the offer. First day, $30 a day was our budget. Booked 16 calls, and I was like, okay, what the hell is happening?
What the hell?
Next day, another 16 calls. Next day, like 12 calls, and this is the weekend. So within 3 days, my 2 next weeks and like booked GHL out. Completely booked out. Like every single hour, and I hadn't blocked off even time for lunch or stuff.
You're just
so like from 9 to like 7 p.m. I was just on calls for those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. We were just offering paid ads for them, and we just started converting, and it was like a 1K a month retainer.
Yeah.
For those. So I mean, we could get into how that.
Yeah,
I mean, why we're not in that industry anymore. But
so you scaled it to what? You said 20K a month?
Yeah. The most we collected, I think, was like 22, 23.
Yeah, but it was recurring, right?
Recurring revenue. Yeah. So next month you're already starting at
But then 20. Fulfillment cost was what? It was just Jeremy?
Jeremy in his basement, bro.
Right, just cooking.
Trying to cook.
Jeremy was cooking in the basement. But like, as an example we'll go into, I think this is because you see, like, people are now seeing how the evolution of being in business online. So you start with the course, then you maybe buy something like with us where it's like, okay, we're actually going to take it serious and actually learn how to solve real business problems. And then that scale allows you to then be able to go into any market to then we can validate. Like, who would have, like, when I never say go Airbnb, help short-term rentals grow, but you figure out how to go into that, built a multiple 6-figure business with one contractor, like your partner, but like you could have found a contractor from Fiverr for $500, $1,000 a month and still made the 20K a month.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But let's go over why that industry kind of like wasn't something that has great potential. Because cheap costs per good book call, right? Like $30 a day, 10 to 15 calls a day. That's insane. That's like $3 to $5 a day. 3 costs per booked call.
Yeah.
So walk us through kind of like why you got out.
Yeah, and obviously, like, I was in the industry for maybe 4 or 5 months in that specific niche. So like maybe I'm not the expert, but like I've spoken to 200 plus Airbnb owners and stuff for 30, 45 minutes at a time. So I got an idea, but basically so Airbnb short-term rentals, you have, like, people say invest in real estate. There's 2 ways you can invest in real estate. You have the long-term, like, let me buy something, have 3 people on long-term leases in my triplex, and that's it. With short-term, it's basically a business. But the thing is, people getting into it aren't business owners. They're the people that have extra income. So salary, people on a salary. And here in Quebec, most of these people that get paid like a maybe 6-figure salary are government workers, big corporation workers. So they just got the mindset of like, let me clock in, or let me buy this thing. And I was told to buy it and it should print me this amount, so I'll be in the green. But what happened, and I think that was actually the summer, one of the worst summers for cottages in a while. Like Mont Tremblant was empty. Empty, and that's our main attraction here in Quebec. So the reason why it didn't amount to much is probably because there's too many factors where if you buy a cottage, even let's say in Tremblant, because we had a couple in Tremblant, like $700,000, $800,000 cottages, the owner is paying already $6K a month in mortgage fees or $5K a month in mortgage fees. And you're adding $1K was our offer, but we were asking you have to spend $1K in ads. So you're spending an extra $2K a month. So you're going down faster. Plus, like, we'd run ads and we realized, like, shoot, this guy is not getting, like, he's getting a 2X ROAS, you know? So he's basically just reimbursing our costs and the cost of the ads. So there's too many factors to control. If people don't want that area, they don't want that area.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. So, like, because we talked in the car, so the problem was, one, they're people, like, they're consumers, like, they're not business owners. So they don't, and when they're sold the opportunity of short-term rentals, they don't actually go and realize, like, oh, you first have to find the right location. Do people actually want to go there? The second thing is, how are you going to compete, right? Or if you want to be able to spend to acquire customers to rent out, well, is your thing a premium? Can you even afford margin so that you can squeeze out and afford acquisition spend and then still make money, right? But these people never think of through that. So even if you could spend money and get them leads and attention and convert and get customers, every other thing is not dialed in. So even ads can't help them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Like, because a lot of people, most of the people watching this probably used Airbnb or some sort of app like that. But you say you pay $800 for a stay. Well, that cleaning fee that you're paying most of the time is a cleaning fee going straight to the cleaning person. Like, they're not making anything on that most of the time because they want to also keep their prices as low as possible
to get.
So if the cleaning lady is like, I'll clean your cottage for $200, you're like, okay, perfect. That's my cleaning fee. So they're not pocketing that. You have the Airbnb service fee. You're not pocketing that. Taxes here in Canada, you're not pocketing that. So then if you're renting out for net, maybe $150, $200 a night, but then it costs you $100 to get a reservation. Plus you have your mortgage, you have your property tax here in Quebec, and so it adds up. And the interest rates, if the interest rates you get refied at a higher, so yeah.
Maybe this is a good pod for everyone being sold short-term rental.
Yeah, please definitely not
learn. And also, like, and we're going to go into AI, guys, but I think this is good to talk about. Airbnb at some point, short-term rentals were amazing. 5-10 years ago, great,
insane,
because the supply was lower than demand. But now everybody has a short-term rental. The fact that when you told me that you were getting $3 cost per booked hole, I'm like, how many people own these properties? Everybody owns a property now.
Owned one, yeah.
So that means that like there is almost like supply and demand has hit kind of equilibrium. So it's like there's no money to be made. And I tell this every single business we launch. If there is equilibrium in supply and demand, there's no point in getting rich in that. You're just going to have a job.
Yeah.
This works in Airbnb as much as it works in agency, as much as it works in whatever AI solution you want to sell, But yeah, this is interesting. Anyway, so you stopped that. What's next?
So I stopped that last summer, actually. We're beginning of July now.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped it in August. So we had our like 20K recurring for a couple months. So I wasn't doing any calls. We were just getting recurring. I was like, Jeremy, look, they're on a 3-month contract. Just fulfill for them for 3 months. After that, we're out.
Yeah.
And at the same time, so we kind of enjoyed our summer, a little bit, spent a bit of money. But then...
Oh, wait. How did making 20K a month, how did it feel? And what did it change about your perspective around like being a human who has to make a living, but then realize that like you literally came up with an idea. For sure you did the work, you studied, you invested, you took risks. But now how old were you last year?
I was 20.
So now you're 21?
Yeah.
So 20 years old, making 20. A little 20 for 20.
20
for 20. So what did that change? Because I like to also bring up this perspective shift. How did you feel?
I mean, it was great. It was great, to be honest. Like when you're in it, like when I was doing those 16 calls a day,
it's a grind.
It doesn't change. Like you're just still the same emotional state as you are. But then let's say the month after, when I'm not doing any calls or on the weekend, and you're like, damn, we just processed 3K today and I'm out here just sipping coffee, on the balcony. It's kind of nice. Yeah. When you're that young, though, you don't value it as much, especially when you just, like you said, at the end of the day, I just launched an ad, did a couple calls, boom. So you spend you have no money, you just blow it, almost all of it, I still have good finances, like financial literacy and stuff, but you're like, let's go buy a car, let's go do this, let's go on vacation, the $300 for dinner, okay, fine,
cheap.
Yeah. But it did shift my mindset in the perspective of like, oh shoot, this thing actually, the online thing actually works.
Yeah.
And I can make a really good living doing this, because I'm like, if I just launched a basic offer with a basic Facebook ad and I'm just taking calls, I didn't build out any like systems. I didn't do any Nothing. It was Jeremy just connect the ad manager to our manager, and we'll just run some creatives with your pictures, and that's it.
Crazy.
So with nothing like super complicated, like you see all these big creators with like super complicated VSL funnels, email lists, this, that, webinars. You're like, oh shoot, you have to. But at the end of the day, even like I feel like you could just do something like this in a market that wants your solution or that needs your solution, and make a really, really good living doing so. You know, and building something pretty good for yourself, and still having, you know, a little team behind you that kind of helps you manage the day to day. But
yeah, I think not everybody wants to build a crazy business. And, build something durable. If you just want to build a lifestyle business, like that was an amazing lifestyle business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was a really, really like, and it depends. You have to. Every person has to kind of analyze that. That's a big thing, right? Mm-hmm. So even when, say, we started working with you guys and you showed us all the implementation and everything, it's still your responsibility as a founder to be like, okay, what do I want to do? Number one, you have to yourself think about the trend. So if I had just kept my head down of like, okay, well, we're running an ad for any industry and we'll just continue doing whichever industry pops up, it's still a bunch of headaches. We weren't scaling as fast versus if you see a trend of like, well, this guy has the lowest fulfillment time out of all of our customers. He's paying us the same thing as all of those customers, because every business is paying 1K, 1.5K a month in ads.
Yeah.
So he's paying us the same, lower fulfillment. Let's try out an ad. Oh, boom. Oh, lower cost per book call. Oh, shoot. Let's go all into this, right? So you have to still do your own reflection, and even in yourself, in the sense of, okay, what type of business do I want to build? Do I want to like have a big team, have payroll? Mm-hmm. I respect all these local businesses that are like, you grinding, like, okay, our acquisition is door to door or whatever, buying leads, and I have 6 guys on the crew like to do grass and like contractors. It's a different game. You have to understand what you're trying to build. Is it like you want to be 2-3 people, build a bunch of MRR, or do you want to actually like build a massive thing?
Like, you know, it depends on like, you know, durability. If you want like the most amount for the least amount of effort, if you want the most amount of effort but then it lasts longer, you know, it's 2 different paths, right? They require different thinking, different timelines, but you know, all that. So you go from Airbnb, so you validated that, you're like, damn, you know, 20 for 20K a month, you know, you're like, you feel like, did it change your personality? Did you get a little bit of an ego boost? Like,
no.
Did you go home and be like, hey guys, so if you guys don't need to pay rent this month, I got you? Like, did you be like, hey, did you message this girl and be like, hey, I got you on the date? Okay, did you not take a girl on a date and spend a little?
I'm not gonna lie, no, bro. You know why? Because at the end of the day, there was the meme like the chill guy meme at some point. I don't remember when that was. It was maybe a year ago. But bro, I'm just a chill guy. Literally, in the sense of, we were with Jeremy. I already had like when I was 18. Once again, not good money management, but I went and bought a brand new car off the lot when I was 18. First car.
Wow.
Well, the car we pulled up in today. That was my first car.
You bought it at 18?
It was brand new, like off the lot.
You bought it at 18?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's crazy.
PCU.
What is PCU?
The government COVID thing.
Oh no. Damn, how did you get it? Was it like you were working and then you stopped working and then they gave you money?
Well, yeah, basically if you were a student and you were working less than 20 hours a week, they were giving you basically a second salary.
So you went and bought a car.
I was just stacking.
You went and bought a car.
Oh, I went and bought a car off the lot, brand new 18. Had no idea what payments, interest rate was, nothing.
Oh my God.
And my dad went to the lot with me, so he like, I don't know. He was just like, oh, you can pay that? I'm like, yeah, sure. Cool. And he's like, okay, cool. But I had a brand new car. When we hit that 20K, I was like, look, Jeremy, like, we got to get you a car. Like, you can't be driving he was driving like a 2015 back in those days. I'm like, and plus he had just sold like his sports car because it like broke down. You know, when you're young, you kind of modify a car. Like, look, let's get you a car. So we got him a car. Then on our end, just spending restaurants, friends and stuff. But at the end of the day, all I need is just, I have like my same group of friends from high school, like 3-4 guys, plus Jeremy. Just train, chill, you know?
Chill guys.
Yeah, just have a night, like go man, I'm from Gatineau, little town, you know,
Yeah,
not Montreal.
I get it.
You just go for a ride beside the river.
That's
couple
it.
Of
just
beers,
chill with the
that's
boys.
It. That's
few
it.
brewskis, then hit the gym.
That's it. Literally.
Okay, yeah, I see why. So this is why sometimes people ask me like, why do you stay in Canada so much? Because I'm like, you can't spend the money even if you wanted to. Where am I going to spend the money?
That's
right?
True.
I don't necessarily go out clubbing much. Like I could buy cars, but it's like cool. But then what? Potholes, winter. It's like it doesn't give you. That's why, like, one of the best thing you can do is once you start making money, is engineer your lifestyle, or at least engineer where you live to be the place where it's so boring that you can't do nothing. Like if you were making 20K living in Miami,
gone.
You would be cooked.
Yeah,
you would start renting Lambos. Yeah. You would probably start doing drugs.
Yeah.
100%. And those things ain't cheap.
No,
right? Because the lifestyle, it just leads you to wanting to prove your worth to other people, and it just leads you to nothing great, you know? So yeah,
there's both ends of the spectrum though, in the sense that when I come down to Montreal, here in Montreal, it's like the capital main economic city, one of the main economic cities of Canada. So you have the Porsches, the Lambos, the Rolls Royces, everything. Like in Gatineau, you won't see a single supercar.
Yeah.
Like now there's actually one guy that has a Maserati, the MC20 though, the new one.
Yeah. Nice.
And everyone in the city is like, yo, this guy, like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like everyone in the city knows him. Like, oh, that's the guy with the MC20.
Yeah.
But in Gatineau, like you have an Audi S5, like you're balling.
You're balling.
You know, and it keeps you grounded. You know, you don't spend much. You can invest into like yourself, your businesses, experiences. I feel like that's a big thing though that you lose on social media is the experience type of, like that's the best investment, ROI,
memories.
Yeah. Versus like I have real estate guys and like real estate friends, brokers. Just went down to Miami, spent $6K in 2 days.
Yeah.
This guy is 20 years old too. Like, okay, make 10K a month, whatever. But like, just blew 6K in 2 days, and he comes back and I'm like, yeah, how was he? He's like, I'm pretty mid. You know, we just rented a Lambo, drove around a bit, clubbed, but like it's all degenerate. He's like, everyone in the club is just out. Like they're there, but they're not there. You know.
Yeah.
So he's like, I was just a weird vibe, and we just came back and like. You know, I feel like there's you're just a milieu, like we say in French. There's like a midpoint where you could like spend but still get a good experience and stuff.
Oh yeah, but at some point, like some things are not worth it. Yeah, you know, I think if you're surrounded with people you like, going places, doing things you guys are all familiar with, that you guys actually fulfill you, like literally fill you up with more good vibes. I think that's great, but like this, for the sake of like just spending to spend money, just like to try to burn
for
money,
the IG story,
for the IG feed, like nah, bro, that's stupid, you know. Nah. But now let's get into. You go from this to then pivoting to more. You go back to businesses. So tell us how you go from that to then AI. Like what is the last year? What changed?
Yeah, so August of last year, literally 12 months ago, we were already looking, like you were I would say you were one of the first people in the space to kind of be like, hey guys, AI maybe look into AI, you know, get like apply the growth infrastructure and growth solutions, but like use AI, and
to solve.
The AI calling was new as well in that day. The AI SMS was starting out a bit. The GHL started popping off with the automations and everything. So I was like, Jeremy, let's look at this. Jeremy was always looking. He's like, guys, if you work with someone, like if you get a business partner or whatever, I would always limit it to one individual, especially if you're partnered, like equity. If it's subcontractors, employees, do however you like. But if you have good people in your corner that actually work, it helps massively, right? Because now you got two brains, right? So I'm like listening to you. You're talking about AI, and I'm thinking, what we're doing right now, it's not really scalable. And then I go back to Jeremy, like, hey, learn more about this thing, like the technical aspect of it. Because I may be like thinking of like business side, how to scale, like connections, this, that. But on the like implementation, technical coding, the thing, I don't know how to do that, right? I barely use IG, right? So he checked it out and he's like, look, we can build something good with this. Like we could offer a solution to essentially what we were doing previously with paid ads, but integrate AI into that and maybe not do the ads there. If we go after companies that are already running marketing and we're essentially getting them an increased ROI on their time, on their actual marketing spend, which is a big bottleneck. A lot of businesses run ads, run marketing, and are not happy with how it's performing. So if it's like, yeah, we can just increase your conversion rate by 30%, that's a pretty good deal, you know, for most businesses, especially if you choose your industry wisely in a high ticket. Now we're in real estate, so it makes a lot of sense, but you could apply this to any local biz, right? So that's when we just got started building Camilla. We hired a company in the US, the development company, kind of got us started, taught Jeremy the basics, and then we essentially just pivoted and recreated that same system, but in French, once again in Quebec, since we had the edge.
Yeah. Walk me through the story. So that you kind of like sent me in the voice note. So last year you see AI, you know, we have a few clients who are printing with AI. We're like, oh, you know, the AI voice agent is getting better. The reason why I started pushing AI, like I did push AI early 2024, like early April, March, May, but I stopped primarily because I like to kind of like move the market and kind of like get a feel of like the success rate before I start really backing it up with more kind of like momentum. But the other thing is too, I felt like the technology was not where it needed to be yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was a big thing.
So for me, I don't really care about AI. I care about, can we use AI to then get a business result? I'm not learn how to be an AI automation. Like I don't care about AI automation. I care about outcome.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So later last year, though, we started seeing a lot of people cooking, right? So I started doing this, the webinar, and you jumped in NBL. So you did not join the program, but you did join NBL, right?
Yeah.
But you had already launched the offer, but you jumped in. I don't know why did you join NBL? Like, what was it? What was I mean, I was talking about, was it that you joined a Webby, then I gave you free access for a month in NBL? Was it that?
No. I think it's just like when we lost access, because obviously like, and shout out to Serge. We had a 3-month program. We were in it for 6. So shout out. He gives value 100%. But then once I lost access to Discord, I did still like the community, you know, and the accountability, big thing of, and it helps you celebrate the wins. At the end of the day, you can like track your progress literally in the wins channel, being like, okay, well, I booked this many calls and now, we close a deal. Like it kind of pushes you as well to be like, I want to put something in the wins channel, you know? So I think I just subscribed like whatever when I realized I didn't have access to the Discord anymore. That was just I was like, I wanted to still be with you guys without like, it wasn't super pertinent to what we were doing at the time, because I wasn't even doing sales calls, wasn't doing acquisition. We were just building out the system. Right. So I was like, but let me still keep up to date with the internals of what Serge and his team are discussing. So that's why we were in NBL. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Then you know, you started running ads for it. But did you because you did validation, then you started building a system, or did you build the MVP, then went to sell, and then got back into reinvesting into building the actual platform? That's the story I want to.
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's really important because that's actually something I watched in a video recently. But a lot of people will think of AI of like, oh, well, AI is the new trend. I want to build AI voice agents, and I'll just choose this industry, and I'll create this solution, and then I'll go and sell it to them. And then you've wasted 4 months of building out the thing, and then you go to sell it. People are like, cool, everyone's selling voice AI. Where does this affect my bottom line? Like, you can't come to a business anymore and be like, here's 10K for voice AI. They're like, buddy, what does your voice AI do? Like,
bro, on Fiverr, there's a guy selling voice for $42 Canadian. $42, bro.
Like the full implementation.
Unassistable, bro.
Oh my.
So I keep telling people like, bro.
Yeah.
I see people every day, bro. I'm like, oh, so all you do is just integrate AI voice agent? Okay, cool. So how much you charge? Okay, cool. Have you seen the amount of ads of people? I mean, now it's actually, people have actually stopped running ads. Before, I think like earlier this year, do you remember the voice recordings of AI,
yeah.
everybody was
Everyone
ripping
running
it. And I feel like now the market is just not clicking on those ads anymore. And people have realized that like the opportunities now has leveled up. Now you actually gotta be fucking good.
Yeah. Right now, it's like you gotta have a.
But before we go over that, go back to how you did it.
Yeah. So basically, once again, ads. So we cut the acquisition for Cottages. Everyone finished their contract in August. So I'm like, okay, perfect. We have a clean slate. So let me launch an ad. Businesses want AI, whatever. We actually copied that same voice AI
recording,
thing, recording. And I spoke to a couple businesses in a couple different industries. Not even that much with the intention of pitching them. It was literally like, okay, so like we can offer this, and like, okay, what's the effect on my business? I'm like, well, are you running ads? Okay, cool. Like, who's calling them? And I spoke to like real estate developers. I had one, I still remember. I spoke to a med clinic thingy.
Med's boss.
A coaching guy from the US, like a more established one.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, these people are like kind of genuinely interested in one life insurance guy. Okay. I remember like company. Yeah. So all these people were doing a couple hundred, if not a couple thousand leads a month. And they're like, yeah, I'm paying my setters X amount. I'm doing this. Okay, what's your ticket price? Okay, it's this much. Perfect. And then I started, okay, well, which industry do I understand the best? Do I feel like I enjoy the most working with? Was real estate. I kind of just understand it better because I know a lot of investor guys in that area. So I was like, okay. And after that, I launched an ad niche specific for real estate.
Yeah.
Checked my cost per book call. I was like, okay, it's under $50. Perfect. I can make this work. Pitched them. I didn't close anyone. I did like 2-3 calls. Didn't close. I'm not the best sales guy. I'm not that pushy, right? I could be a bit more pushy, but like it is what it is. But still, I validated that, okay, we could make money from this. Not to then, because after that, what we did, we hired that development firm, AI development firm in the US, paid them $20,000 up front. Canadian. I feel like
now looking back,
I would have not done that. I would have
not done that. No. You know, you should have given me $20,000. I could have found you a Fiverr guy.
100%. Like I don't know. It's Jeremy that found them,
but it was AI trend, right? It's everybody's making money.
Exactly. But I feel like, I mean, Jeremy said it was super worth it. I don't know. It's his technical stuff. Maybe it was worth it. Maybe it was not.
Technical guys also love technical stuff, so they get excited. It's like
Like, so I don't know if he just like was excited to have it and gain access to it or whatever, but he said it was pretty good. And to be fair, it did give us a pretty good connection in the US for like one of the founders is a pretty big guy in automation.
Nice.
And now we have his number. We can just get in contact whenever we need kind of guidance and stuff. Jeremy hits him up on Slack and he gives us an ad to this day, you know, so it's pretty cool. But so we validated it. We got the system done. And then we were like, hey, no one's doing this in Quebec. Once again, let's use our edge. And we just launched a general business ad as we always do. So we validate in the Quebec market. Okay, general business. We did one real estate ad set, one general. And first month, like within 2 weeks, closed first deal, shot it in the Wins channel, was in $9,000 up front.
9.5K.
And $1.5K a month.
9.5K up front, I think.
9.5? Okay, yeah. 9.5, yeah. Because taxes and stuff, right? Here in Canada, I think it was like 8K plus tax.
The win was 9.5.
Yeah, okay.
The screenshot was 9.5.
Okay. And
a lot of money.
That, to be honest, that I was like, okay, shoot. Like within 2 weeks, you know, we spent maybe $700 on ads. Like it's pretty good. And plus, that's a big thing, recurring revenue. So I like the upfront stuff. It's great. But I like to also have a semi peace of mind that next month I'm not starting back from zero.
Yeah.
And number two, that I'm actually building some kind of company valuation. Because every time you see guys, for example, what's his name? It's Keaton that sold his marketing agency. He's a Go Eye level guy. It's Keaton.
It's Keaton. I don't know. But I know a Kenton guy, but I don't know Keaton.
Yeah, Keaton Walker, I think is his name. For those that follow Go Eye level stuff, he's like the main dude there. And he sold his agency, chiropractor agency. And the only reason you're able to sell your agency or your company is because you have a certain value, which is you have some kind of recurring customer base. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but that's an important one, right?
Did he say how much he sold it for?
I think he said multiple six figures. It wasn't even 7.
Oh, really?
Which I was surprised by, to be honest. He said it, I think it was like 700 something thousand. Yeah. I was surprised that.
How much was the agency doing?
Like 100K a month, maybe a bit more. I don't know.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But like now he makes
crazy.
Now he makes 100K a month plus with just his community and
because
referrals. He probably just wanted to exit it.
Everybody's making the amount of guys that I've seen print from GHL affiliate being just. I know guys who literally just are creators, YouTube creators, and who just literally are promoters of GHL, and they make like 6 figures, millions a year.
Yeah.
From just getting paid off.
And he's like the number one guy for that.
Really?
Like, I think he's has maybe 50, 60, 80K in that range on YouTube. And it's just like
GHL.
Nerdy GHL stuff. Yeah, like I can't even watch a video. It's Jeremy that's like, hey, watch this guy. I'm like, bro, it's like how to build XYZ in GHL, right?
Yeah.
So he probably just want to exit it, but still, because
he built an asset.
Yeah, you want to build something with value in the long run too, right? It's recurring revenue. It's a little bit of peace of mind.
So explain, maybe this would be good for a viewer. How were you able to charge 9.5K and then $1,500 recurring? Like, what was the pitch?
So the pitch is, it was something in the sense of like, you guys are running ads, right? You're doing a couple hundred leads a month. This was a B2B company. So I'm like, look, every single contract you guys are signing is worth more than 10K, right? We're essentially going to implement the whole system for you. You're going to be one of the first in Quebec to have this. Is also like a status thing, right? You're going to be one of the first in Quebec to have this. And I framed that as you're going to be our first Quebec client, but like you're going to be our first client basically.
You didn't lie.
Yeah, I didn't lie. But to be fair though, Jeremy had already done implementations for US companies via the AI development company with who we work with.
Nice.
So he already did a lot of implementations. So he had the experience. It's just that it was tough to leverage the case studies from companies that like they don't know our company. They don't know Camilla.ai. So it was a bit hard to leverage case studies, but it's, a little white lie never hurt anybody, right? At the end of the day,
I always, sorry to cut you off. Everybody in business, the number one common thread between everybody who wins is that you do whatever you can to get a stranger to trust you and invest in you so that you focus on them and figure out a way to fucking fulfill. Most people are like, oh, I need to figure out fulfillment. I need everything to be perfect. Then I'm going to sell. No. Trust me. The best path to being forced to know how to solve, get paid to solve it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the pressure of fulfillment. And on that point, so for this customer, pitched implementation.
Yeah.
Okay, high LTV, you guys are going to be one of the first in the province to have this system. You're doing a bunch of lead volume, so this is a no-brainer. And plus, on a monthly basis, we're going to manage it for you guys. And AI is evolving, but we're going to give you the most up-to-date system. So it's never going to go out of date. And that's kind of my thing with the 3-month, people that pitch a 3-month agency voice AI stuff. Like, well, technically, like you're not just going to give someone a system and not because if you don't maintain it, like it does
refine it, learn from it, like what's it working, what's not
voice
working.
AI in November and voice AI now is in Quebec, especially the French voice is like
is much better.
Dialed. We can do a like fully Quebec accent with it and everything. The come
a big,
a big, like literally.
Nice.
So, and they were like, okay, sure. And at the end of the day, if it's a company like this particular company, I think this first one had 5+ employees, and the second one we did was 30+ employees. But even if you're at 5+ employees, like you're essentially getting a full AI department for 24K. What is it? Basically, let's say 10K up front, 1.5K. It's like 24K a year.
Let's say 25.
And you're getting a full AI service department. And you don't have to go, like, you have any questions regarding AI, you come to us. Like, I have customers be like, hey, I saw you guys are running an AI video ad. Like, how are you guys doing that? Oh, it's this software. This is how you prompt it. Little Loom video, boom, send it over, and they can do it. They can give it to one of their employees.
Nice.
The employees does it.
So you didn't, so the reason why I asked is because I wanted to kind of like figure out the deal structure. It's literally you set up, but then because it's a system that needs management, then you just said, hey, if anything goes wrong, but also for updates, you retain them on a few grand, let's say a few grand a month.
Yeah.
Really? No ads, no other alternative?
No
wow.
Ads, and we can get it later when we're go to like now when we restarted acquisition. Like I'm annoyed enough running my own ads.
Yeah.
Running someone else's ads. Because look, I've always looked at it in this way.
But maybe to before I cut,
go ahead.
Do people not feel like, oh, but like, aren't people getting to know that like, oh, you build it once, but you don't actually need to technically manage it? Of course, you can fine tune it, but in the first 10K, you should be able to get paid enough to at least refine it over the next 90 days and just let them cook, right?
Yeah.
Like, so people are still find it normal, like, hey, you paid this setup fee and then you still pay me just for me to be there in case something goes wrong? And they're okay with that offer? Yeah?
Yeah, because look, like I paid 1.5K a month for Synflow. 6 months, what is that? 8-9K?
Yeah.
I tried to use it in French because it's marketed as multilingual.
Yeah.
Doesn't work in French. And I'm like, oh shoot, so I just paid 8K for something that doesn't work.
Wow.
And why am I paying? It's software costs. And that's just one software. You got GHL, you got Synflow, you got your AI SMS.
Yeah.
Eventually, Go Eye Level hopefully will automate the whole thing for a less. Yeah. But right now, you are going to be paying 3K a month in software costs. That's what we were paying.
Oh, so okay. So you pay for the cost, right?
Yeah.
And then you just charge. So that's where I want to know. Do you set it up so that they cover the cost to run the system, or do you take it in and then just charge them?
Well, so it's about a framing thing. So tangibly, what is it? I'm paying for a software. It's a flat fee. If I onboard 100 people, I still pay 1K a month or 1.5K for calling, right? I obviously rebuild the minutes, just as you have to.
Yeah.
But my logic is, if I'm paying 1.5K a month for my AI voice software that I have to then pay a developer to program, you're gonna pay us 1.5K a month.
That's where,
for the fact that you have a voice AI software, but you don't even just have a voice AI software. You have a SMS software, you have the email AI, plus you have the full system and assistance in case like I have to pay for all of that with nothing.
That's where, because there's two sides of running this business, right? There's the business of like, hey, let's just integrate straight on the platforms that you're layering up, like the infrastructure on which you built that you used to kind of like wrap everything together. You can still sell someone Synflow, or Assistable or Vapi or 11 Labs and all these and build it on there, and they cover the subscriptions.
Yeah.
And that's for me. At first, I was like thinking like, oh, you're just using them and then maybe giving them GHL and this and that. But the reason why you're able, and I think this is important for people, if you did not have your own front end app, people would be like, okay, but why am I paying you 1.5K a month if I can just go at the
Vapi,
cost?
Yeah, I could just go to Vapi directly. Or
that's why I wanted to.
Yeah. No. You definitely have to. It's your system. Like at the end of the day, you're not selling the voice AI, right?
You're
even when they ask me,
app.
like obviously when people hop on calls and like, oh, what softwares do you use? I'm like, yeah, it changes all the time. Like, we use what
doesn't
works.
matter. Yeah.
You know, I'm like, hey, every 3 months we went from Synflow to Vapi to retail, to Assistable back to retail, and now we're back at Vapi. I think I don't know.
It's whoever cooks.
It's whoever releases the most best
update,
thing recently, because it's always like, you know, one gets the edge and then the other one's cooking and he catches up, whatever. So I'm just like, look, it changes all the time. So, but we're just giving you the best one that works. Best for your case.
Perfect.
Right.
So now let's go back to. You invested 20K, you kind of like build an MVP, it's kind of like working. Then you go into the French market, you figure out, lock in on real estate, and then talk about you go raise money. Yeah. Because that's what follows, right? You validate, you get someone to give you 9.5K, you validate cost per acquisition, cost per lead, blah, blah, blah. Tell us the story of like, okay, how did you even tell that story? From that moment to raising funds, where did you get that? Idea.
So initially I had tried to raise capital even when I was doing marketing. The only thing with marketing is everyone starts marketing agencies. So they were like, look, man, we're not going to finance for marketing agencies. Everyone does.
How did you know to raise? I've never had the idea that I could go to I've had friends, not people I know, raise, borrow multiple six figures from banks. Yeah. But if I went broke right now, I would think that's it. I would not think, I could just go leverage the bank's money. So where did you get the insight of like, I could just raise funds?
So it was like Jeremy initially was like, look, man, all these big companies get the grants and stuff, and the government gives grants for certain industries and stuff like that. Like, try to get something for us. I'm like, okay. And I went down a rabbit hole of trying to get grants and stuff, and then ended up booking a call with like an advisor. The city, like if you're in Canada and even in the US, I assume they have the same thing since they're even more capitalist than us. But you have companies like city companies that their responsibility is like, we have to give as much capital to local entrepreneurs to drive economic activity, right? So then book a call with them, and they refer you to different partner organizations, and you essentially, you know, give your business plan, projections, and all that stuff, and they give you money, right? For marketing side, oversaturated. They're like, look, like we're not giving you money for this because it's just too much of a risk and too much fluctuation, and the opportunity is minimal. Yeah. But for AI though, as soon as you write AI on that business plan, they're like, hey, yo, hold up, what are you guys cooking?
Wait a minute. You know?
So when I still had that in the back of my mind that we got rejected for that. But then I was like, look, let me try again. It was so we signed like 3 clients, like high ticket, and we spent 1.5K on ads to acquire basically 3 upfront fees. The biggest one was 9.5. We had one at 9, and I did one on a discount at like 7.5 upfront. Everyone on 1 to 1.5K a month recurring.
So 30K, almost 30K up front, and then like let's say
basically double, like 60K rev for the year.
Exactly. Yeah. So 60K, 1.5K
in ads,
60K in revenue.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then it was like Christmas holiday, whatever. I'm like, look, let me cook up a business plan. Let me do some projection stuff. And now we have GPT. Like
imagine
a year ago, when I did it initially for marketing, I had to write it. I was like a 20-page or whatever. I got a 55-page full business plan, like market analysis, you know, TAM, the hole in the market, solutions, possible pitfalls. This is our solution. These are competitors, how we differentiate ourselves, projections, all that stuff. And by January, I was already sending it out to all those partners with who I was previously in contact with, like different organizations. You have the city, you have some.
Do you also have like private invest?
No private, no VC stuff.
Okay, it's just mainly the government and organizations.
I don't know about VCs, like how that works at all. I just do know that they are a bit like, first off, the amounts have to be way higher. Like they're not giving you anything less than like $1 million. And like we're not really at the stage where I can go and raise $1 million.
Because venture capitalists, they're in it to make money. They're not the government. I don't think they're necessarily looking at you like, oh, can you give back a 10x or 100 bagger on our 50K invested, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
They're just, the government's mentality is like, I give you this 50, 100K, whatever, for you to scale, and then you'll hire employees, and those employees will pay tax, and you'll grow your bottom line.
So did they not even ask you a return?
Sometimes no.
Oh my god, like, bro! What? Okay, shit. Give me that GPT prompt, bro. What? So I need a new Porsche.
Yeah, see, you gotta hold yourself back sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, when it's government organizations, like they'll just sometimes just give you the grant, and then sometimes it'll be like they'll give you, it's called like a salary grant, but like you can put yourself, let's say I have my business partner business development, so you can get your salaries comped, you can hire employees for comped completely, you know, for 6 months, stuff like that, because they know that if you scale your business revenue, where you're going to pay tax, and here in Canada, you're going to pay a bunch of tax, you know. So if you're making $1 million a year and then say half in write-offs, 500K at a 20-25%, you're going to pay a bunch of tax.
Yeah, 100%. Right? Yeah, my accountant told me about, she was like, hey, we should, you know, by the way, there's like a bunch of grants happening. But I'm like, I don't know. My brain's like, yo, let's go print money. Like, I don't know. I don't know it was that. I thought for me, it's like you're literally getting a loan. So I'm like, I don't need a loan. So I've never thought about it like, oh, I could just get free capital to grow. Yeah. But now I'm like, I mean, you know, it would be nice to buy a property. You know, like
I mean, you know, that's you have to kind of do the that's off.
That's not what we're gonna do, guys.
Clip it out. But
so you send that 50-pager New Year.
Yeah.
This year, right?
Yeah, this year.
Okay, cool. What happens next?
So a couple months of back and forth of still things that need to be optimized and everything. And then I remember I was in, it was May. I was in the desert in Morocco. I got the email. So you've been approved, I got a wire. That was the first wire for 75K.
Oh.
And I'm in the desert on vacation. I'm like, cool, nice. I'm back on the quad, you know. But that was a vibe. That was a vibe. I shot it in the Discord to Jerome, like, nice. And he's and he put like a thumbs up, you know.
Chill, guys.
Yeah. You know, like, okay, cool, nice job. He's like, not even a nice job, you know.
Just like,
but yeah, just cool. But so that was the initial, and then obviously. Then I had like another 75K. This was a line of credit though, so I'm not really actively using it.
Yeah.
But you have access to it should you wish to.
How does that work? Like, but that's separate from the grant, right? Or does it work together where you can get like?
No, it's different things. Different organization. Like this was a bank. This was a bank for the bank. Line of credit.
Okay, we think.
So they're basically like, we're giving you access to this capital. And what's cool with the line of credit is that it's not a loan. So it's not, say you get a car loan. You say, give me 30 grand, I'll go buy a car. And starting today, you're paying $500 a month. A line of credit is, here's 50K
whatever
that you can transfer to your account whenever. And you only pay the interest on a monthly basis. So on 50K, say if you take out the whole 50K right away, you'll be paying maybe like $400 a month, $300 a month in interest, but you don't have to pay back the capital, so you can dump that in ads, invest that into an implementation company like you guys or whatever, and then get results and just repay it back. And you don't even have to repay it back. That's the thing. It's
just
like
pay the interest.
Technically, yeah, you can you could go down a full rabbit hole then of not paying it back with life insurance and all that stuff. But basically, what it does is that you can just scale a bit more just without having that stress of, because up until this point, you know, like still, even when you make money, it's like, okay, well, next month, like you still have to always stay liquid as much as possible. You can't still go out. Like even the car we bought, it's not like you're going and buying that stuff cash when you're running a business. You're maybe putting some down, but you're financing the rest. You know, that's, you know, we're not in the 1990s like full cash Dave Ramsey era, right? It's not that smart, especially when you're running a business where in your mind you can be like, well, for every $1,000, $1,500 you give me, I can go and make 60 rev. Yeah. Right. So it was just to, you know, help us fund for the development. We hired our first employee on payroll. With that, and being just able to start acquisition and test a bunch of things.
Now, what I want to kind of like go back to is this idea of like, because you were previously, and this kind of will go back to the ad question or the ad, your new perspective on running ads. What has been the shift in how you think about building online companies now that AI exists? As an example, you bought Iman Ghazi course probably because the message was, oh, you can go find a business that needs this service, find a contractor, connect both, you charge them every month, you pay a fee for this contractor, and just build an easy lifestyle business, right? But then you get in it, you're like, oh shit, these businesses don't care. They're already scammed 50 million times. This contractor is probably incompetent. So it's like, even if you were to jump in an agency model, it's not as easy as it's portrayed. So that's one. Then you be like, okay, maybe you become better at figuring out how to solve business problems in a more sophisticated ways. You figure out how to solve their offer, their lead gen, conversion, you know, even help a back end. But then even that, you can still charge a lot of money, but then you have to be good and you have to be operationally fucking dialed in. But you still have to fight in acquisition, how to be better, which is the next thing. Now, compare it with, I could just figure out a niche, figure out what technology is new, your knowledge around growing companies, then build an app that is specifically solving a specific function, and you just go charge implementation and retain. Compare, like, was there a shift where it's like, holy shit, because you've invested, I haven't put, I mean, cumulatively, up until like maybe end of last year, I did not really invest in development, but now, like, you know, I have engineers on payroll and things like that. We're building a bunch of apps at the same time. But if you would have told me like last year to build a software, I would have been like, nah, fuck that. Because most people, AI software is not the same as actually building software, right?
No.
They're two different
games,
right?
Yeah.
But now I'm like, bro, you could literally, every single agency service you would have normally, you could build an app that does the same thing.
Yeah.
So was there a shift in like, yo, actually shit, let's build a platform instead of running an agency mindset type of business?
Yeah, 100%. Because like when we onboarded that first customer in basically October of last year, and then we onboarded 2 other ones in November and December respectively, that whole holiday break while I was like cooking up a business plan and thing, Jeremy was just fulfilling, like just trying to make it work and get everything dialed. And there was a 5-employee company, there was a 30-employee company. He was on fulfillment for those particular 3 clients until, I'm not even kidding you, probably March.
Wow.
Was the like launch. Like, thankfully enough, I gave them the heads up. Everyone was still paying their recurring, because I'm like, look, yeah, man, I'm paying software, you're paying software. Like that, it's all a sales thing, guys. It's all a sales thing, right? Even now we have like a business, because some of these just sign up. Sometimes when they give the capital, they like pair you with an entrepreneur or a consultant to like keep tabs on you to make sure that you're getting a good ROI. And I'm like, hey, why don't you offer like free trials or put your prices down? I'm like, it's just closing, man. Like I tell them, like, look, I pay software, you're gonna pay software. Like this is the price. Like it's all a closing perspective. I know a guy that sells 10K like tables, like wooden tables, right? So whatever you want is just a sales question, right? Obviously the value, industry offer value and all that stuff. $100 million offers. Read that book. Okay. Read that book 100%. But basically Jeremy, it was like such a pain. Like what's that from October to March? That's like almost 6 months to just get the system live. And we're like, okay, sure. They paid us, maybe they're 24K a year customer, but well, we could have 5 of these. And then imagine I had to actually pay someone like an AI developer, whatever, hourly to kind of do the integrations and all the employees and the management. I'll be in the negative. Right. So instead, that's where Jeremy's like, look, raise some capital so that way we can build something that right now, 1 hour fulfillment, 1 hour, and they get the same thing as that 6-month implementation. But the only thing is you choose your industry. Right. You validate it. And then it's like, it can be a lifestyle business in the sense of, you can just close deals, implementation, you have a recurring and a little bit of maintenance but you could also scale it massively without having to have a huge team. Right. And that's insanely powerful because you get AI to do the thing, but also get AI to build the thing. So and right now, even Jeremy built out a thing, and this is some sauce for you guys, but where every single customer is on the same agent. I don't know the technicalities of it, but basically when he changes that agent, it's just one agent. So everyone's systems and agents get right away updated. Let's say with this new prompt or this new way of doing things, so that everyone is just updated with one modification at one agent level. So you don't have to go into everyone's accounts and modify things individually. So the maintenance aspect, once again, whether it's 1 or 100, you're maintaining one agent per use case.
That's sick.
Right.
And you probably use AI to update, to figure out the new prompt.
Exactly.
For the new, for the AI,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's so fucking sick. Like, I think the goal right now, like for me, one of the projects we're working on is we're trying to build AI, a platform that builds AI companies end to end. So the idea is, you know what we do when you become a client, right? It's a lot of, and my payroll is like, bro, like last year I spent almost 4 mil, right? Just on people, bro.
Yeah, your payroll
on
is
people,
crazy.
Bro.
Yeah.
On people, bro, give me 4 mil back, bro.
Yeah.
So like for me, one of the things I'm like, well, if I can give our frameworks, if we have the data, and we have these large language models are good enough where you can kind of like use them as infrastructure, and maybe some are good for different things. Everything we do technically could be rendered with AI if you structure them properly to be specific, right? So one of the things I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I can technically help businesses with AI or create business with AI, but also I could also create ads with AI. We have a lot of AI setting agents that could set calls. We also have an AI content platform that now scripts the entire, platforms to find viral assets. So then I could not only figure out how to get attention or figure out what people are looking for and create content, but I could also run ads, but I could also set the ads with AI. Then I could also just have AI sell our offer. And now it's what? Then it's like, so technically, bro, we're entering a universe of like, we make money
without actively by just prompting AI, basically.
For me, like one of the things is that I think even if you were to kind of like cook right now, one man, one AI platform to $1 million profit a year. I think today it's possible.
100%.
Right?
100%.
But it's sick. It's sick. I love that, like, you kind of like took the risk to actually go in. But I want to explain something. You wouldn't have figured out how to build this platform if you did not understand how to help real estate agents or the real estate market, how to get them as clients. Without that foundation, because there are people who are probably trying to do the thing you're trying to do in real estate, but because let's say they're more like engineers, they're more developers, bro, if you get a developer to try to compete with you, they're going to be useless.
Oh, no, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
And that's why for me, I think the playbook is still start first by building an agency where you build and release these AI systems, figure out what bottlenecks to solve into that business. And then once you're comfortable enough, you figure out how to get them as clients, you can validate that they actually are willing to pay you for AI solutions and AI growth. Then you can take that capital, go raise grants, and then build your own platform, take a bunch of these infrastructure kind of like layers, then build your own custom app and go live the life, chill guy's lifestyle.
100%. 100%. No, there's definitely it's pretty mind bending, it changes, but yeah, you have to have that foundation of like minimal business foundation and just market, like testing out markets, because like you can ask GPT, will this be good in that market, and he can kind of give you an answer still based on data, but it's like you kind of have to do it still. As long as you're able to actually sell the thing and frame it, like, so that's why still stuff like $100 million offers, like offer positioning, value stacking, all that stuff is still pertinent, so that you're able to just actually be profitable with it, and sell at scale and get best like cost per acquisitions and stuff like that.
Yeah, sick. So what's your goal now with Camilla.ai? What's the vision?
So I think the goal for this year was 36 people on recurring. So that'd be great. 36 people, like 1 to 2K is the goal, plus obviously other implementations.
Yeah.
And then eventually getting into more of the AI service consulting. So this is also something that I've been looking at recently. And it's where essentially you do the development things, right? You build out the systems, you do the agents, you do the automations, all that stuff. But there's a whole other level to the game where you can go to companies that are 100 employees plus and be like, well, instead of having these consultants, because McKinsey or whatever, and then there's something in New York as well, big firm. You always hear about them just charging a couple $100,000 a year for like basic, like cut your costs, increase revenue type stuff, right? But you can do the same thing actually by having this experience, but then going to them being like, look, we'll audit your company. Obviously they're paying for the audit. Then you're building out a quote or systems that can be implemented. You have the background in development, so then you can also charge for that development aspect of things, right? So that's something that I definitely like to split test, because we are currently working on some partnerships and some connections, and more like real estate development, type things with larger companies, bigger budgets, and larger potential for ROI. So I feel like that would be the next step after, but right now it's just in the trenches. You know, you have to go through the trenches first before you do anything of
I would like nature. To kind of like, I like the idea of like, you know, going the consulting route and development, but I'll tell you this. I do think that, like literally true story, yesterday got a call with a guy who runs a development agency and he's trying to get out of it. Here is why. Maybe because a lot of people, if you didn't have Camilla.ai app and you wanted to do that as a business, I'd be like, cool, go do it. But right now that you validate a specific product for a specific market and you have everything you can to, like, you could get the more, instead of 36 clients, you could literally get the entire Quebec market on it.
That's true.
So right. So theory, for me, I'm like, oh, it's a product. All you have to do now is just get attention and just add more layers to your product and make it better and increase LTV with every customer. I would rather that, because when you try to go the route of like consult, first of all, auditing. Well, you're going to need a lot of smart people auditing. Unless you could use AI. Maybe you could build an app to audit the business, but you're still going to need humans
still
first,
a bit
right?
of manual,
So then that's operational complexity. Then you go into the development where you're going to need to hire now a team. Jeremy is cool, but it's one Jeremy and it's a good friend of yours. Now realize when you start hiring a bunch of engineers, developers who don't care about you, who are just there for money, then you got to learn how to manage developers. How do you compensate them? They're not there to make pennies. They're going to want to get a good cut. So how do you incentivize them? Then even if when you close a client, what's going to happen is that client's going to be like, okay, here's the project, here's the scope of work, and then that project is going to be like, is going to suck up all the focus. Right? And then you're like, oh shit, actually, you know what? This sounded nice because I can charge 50K or even 500K for development. But bro, try to get 10, 20, 30, 50, 500K deals. And it's going to make you hate your life, even if you're still making so much money per client.
I mean, that is definitely true. That's the thing, is like, I have to get to the point where, like, first we're at 36 and then I'll
So consider other projects.
Because that's when you also realize, like, max we did was 23K cash. So I don't know, right?
You don't know yet.
Some people, like, you get to that, whatever, 50, 100K MRR or just cash collected on a monthly basis. And there's some people that want to continue. They're like, let me build something even bigger and greater, you know, kind of like you have. Or you have the people that are like, let me just chill. You know what? We're three people. I have like 20K, maybe max 30K in payroll, expenses another 10K. I'm profiting at like 40% for myself. Let me just chill here. You know, so I don't know how I'll react. I'm a chill guy. I may just be like, you know,
and that's fine. And that's
development stuff, but it's at least just, I feel like education is
you could do it just
so it's just important to get that knowledge, that information. It looks appealing, true, from where now you're already like kind of scaring me with all this stuff because it is work.
No, because the reason why I had to bring it up, because I actually generally think it's a distraction, because it's something you're not doing right now. So you always think that the grass is greener, but bro, if you actually, I mean, one thing we should probably do is figure out a deal structure, because let me scale Camilla.ai, man. Like, you know, like when you tell me, oh, you can do this and you guys have already invested, I'm like, bro, how do we make $1 million a month? Not let's be distracted by consulting and these big companies. No, fuck them. Let's go to all the real estate agencies, every single realtor. They should be running on Camilla.ai.
That's true.
Right? And of course, like, depending if you want to scale it to 7, 8, 9 figures, it's okay. The goal is not that. The goal is just take care of whatever your goal is in life. But I do think that you could get to 100K profit a month. We literally, like, you're the third person who's worked with us, who's gone from growth skills, pick a niche, sell them AI systems, tools that already exist, then build an app. I have one old client of us who's doing it in the info space. He built a platform for info. We have another guy in the dental market, building the same thing you're building for dentists. And now you're the third guy who's doing it now for real estate. For me, I think that's the new playbook. I think agency, acquire the skills, whatever, then figure out how to build these growth infrastructures that are AI enabled with tools that already exist. Then take money that you're making here because you're charging a lot of money for implementation, build your own app, and charge for still implementation, but then retain on a year to year. But the problem here becomes everybody eventually can do that. So the moat is in who goes from zero to as much of the market as possible. Meaning, I think personally, your goal should not be 36. It should be 3,600 customers.
Yeah, true.
No, not true, bro. Like, lock the fuck in. Because, bro, if you don't lock in, as soon as this podcast goes out, guess what?
Oh, yeah, bro. Okay,
every real estate, and you know there's a lot of real estate agencies out there, so they're going to lock in, right? So that's why I'm like, bro, right now, I was literally reading a guy who's built a pretty good agentic platform that builds literally agents. And it's like the only thing that matters right now is product velocity. And its speed is the most.
That's true.
It's acquiring customers and releasing the most amount of updates and tools that you can. But like because everybody will eventually want to build what you've built.
Yeah, because everything's open source, right? Exactly. With AI. There's no like hiding it's like.
Exactly. You just know the mission. The only thing you could have is like, how to do it better. The IP behind it. That's why I'm like, bro, fuck 36 clients. We need 3,000. You know what? 30 fucking thousand before the year ends. How would you have to do it? Actually, let's do that. Let's do the math. Let me take my phone.
It's all about getting the ads, bro. It's the ads. We didn't cover
let's do the math.
In-depth ad spend and everything, but
let's do the math. Tell me. So each client would be worth how much? You said 24K, right? If like let's say 10K up front, or would you change the pricing?
That's for teams. Like that's for companies of 5 employees plus. When we sell to realtors, it's more of 6K, and then
6K up front.
Yeah, and then something like $597 a month
for setup. Okay, and $597 a month.
So it's like 12K a year, something like that.
Recurring.
Yeah.
For Camilla.ai app. How much would we be making with, let's do 3,000 clients, 3,000 customers per year? Let's do the math. We're not doing the math. AI is doing the math. Ain't no way we're going to do. Okay, so every year we would be making $18 million upfront.
Upfront?
And just upfront setup.
Oh yeah, because that's
3,000 clients, right? But it's 3,000 clients a year, so that means that 300 hours a month in implementation. Because it's gonna take 1 hour to set it up, right? That's what divided by 4 is what
90 hours a week. So
90 hours, yeah. So 90 hours. So 2 employees. Let's say 3 employees, right? Each works 30 hours because they're all lazy anyway, right? So 3 employees. How much do you pay each employee?
I'd be like $50 an hour.
How much is that a year? Like just
I have no 10 idea. Hours, I do that
10, 20, 30. Let's say they probably work 20, what?
$50 an hour.
150. That's like a 1.5K a week? No.
Let's do, okay. 50 times, say 30 hours a week.
Yeah, let's do, so 50
times 1,500.
Yeah, 1.5K times 4.
So that's 4.
So 6K. So 6K times 3. 18. You have 18K a month.
Yeah.
To fulfill, this is numbers, to fulfill on 300 clients a month. So you're getting 300, let's say 300 clients a month. You're paying 18 grand, so 20 grand to fulfill, right? Which is like, let's say 250K a year to fulfill the setup of $18 million a year, which is it's a little over, I think 1.5 mil a month. Bro.
Yeah.
So check this out. You have a business. We can even say it's cost 500 grand to fulfill. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's still 50K.
At that point.
Shit, it could even be 100K a month.
Yeah.
On fulfillment costs.
Yeah.
But that's delivering over $1 million in income every month. Okay. Yeah. Recurring monthly, by the end of the year, if you compound 3,000 clients at $597 a month times 3,000, that's $21 million after year 1.
So and that's in a yearly recurring revenue.
So 21,000 recurring.
21 mil.
21 mil in recurring and 18 mil in upfront.
But see the power of recurring though? Because like you'd think the upfront is like substantial, but then when you look at the back end,
when you compound it, is insane. So technically, with 3,000 clients, right? That's 40 mil company. Let's give it actually the cost. So it costs 6,000 to fulfill per employee, personnel, and it costs 1 hour to fulfill each system. Each system, what would be the fulfillment cost? Working 30 hours per week at $50 an hour. So let's look at this. So here it's saying that you would need like 2 personnel, right? But you know that would be too cheap. That would be too cheap. Let's
cool. We'll splurge.
Okay, cool. So now what I want to know is what would be the valuation of the company, and fill in all the other costs and margins. I assume. Like I wanted to kind of like make assumptions. So let's look at it. This is crazy. So upfront setup, 3,000 setups per year, 6K upfront, 597 times 12 months. So each client each year would be worth 7K. Times 3,000, that's 21 million in recurring. This business would be doing $39,492,000 a year. Fulfillment cost, app hosting, infrastructure. So here it's saying like 150K in one-time setup fee for the employee, right? But let's put it at like 500K, whatever, right? App hosting, infrastructure, maintenance. Let's say assume $10 per client. That's $360,000 a year. Support and success team. Let's say 10 reps. 60K per year per rep. That's $600,000. Marketing and CAC. Let's assume 1.5K CAC per client. 3,000 clients times 1.5K CAC would mean you would spend $4.5 million in marketing in acquisition to acquire
3,000
clients, which is worth 39 million a year. General and administrative, let's say you spend another 10% of whatever you make, which is 3.9 million. So 4 million admin, management, 4.5 in acquisition, 500K in setup, blah, 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 right? Let's say total revenue, 39 mil, total cost, 14 mil, gross profit is 25 mil, which is 64% gross margins, which is good. A business like this gets 8 to 12 times EBITDA. So that's the multiple for it. For simplicity, assume OPEX reduces profit by 20%. So like, you know, how to operate the actual thing. So net margins becomes 44%. So the business after everything would be $17 million profit a year. At an 8x multiple, you would get $139 million. At a 12x multiple, you get $200 million. Right?
Pretty good business, yeah.
So what I want you to realize is that there's no difference between what you're doing. Like if you're going to chase 36 clients, might as well chase 3,000.
That's true.
Because guess what? You're going to eat shit. You're still going to have to figure out how to take sales call. You're still going to figure out how to fix the AI for one client who's going to be annoying. You're still going to have to pay for marketing. You're still going to have to do content. You're still going to have to learn stuff.
100%. 100%. At the end of the day, it's about collecting and then reinvesting that collecting into more acquisition.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the beauty of paid ads is that like, just put more. I think because one of the reasons why advertising is shitty for an agency is because you don't know if the client's going to stay. You don't know if you're even going to get deliver results. Yeah.
You don't know much. So you're kind of like taking a lot of risk, but then on the back end, you might make upfront, but not all of these people are going to stay. So you're almost like still having to run after money. Even if you're making $500K a month, you're still having to run. One of the reasons why personally right now, I'm literally like, I don't care about growing the current business is because cool. I could spend 100 grand and make $1 million a month on ads. But instead of trying to be the guy who's just trying to make $1 million a month so I can look cool online and I can be the next guy to use the caption, oh, I made $1 million a month. I just want to be the guy who uses his intelligence to figure out how to make $1 million by the first of the fucking month, every single month. Fucking month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think like, you know, what you're doing is fucking amazing. And that's why like, I was like, bro, this is worth, bro, come here in Montreal. Let's fucking do this pod. Because so many people don't realize like, yo, what used to be a really shitty model, which is the agency model, which is even if you're successful, you're still
I mean, there's a reason why Iman and everyone got out of it. Yeah, you know,
everybody gets out, right? It's like it's not nice to work for money.
Nah. You're a well paid
employee.
Basically. Even as the founder,
instead of having one boss, you have 50, 100 bosses who all like, yo, I paid you this much. What the fuck did you do for me?
Yeah. Well, I remember putting in the community when we had those 20 clients. Like, I'd be scared, bro, to open Discord in the morning. I'd be like, because I know that I click on that little icon and all the notifications are going to appear. And I'm going to be like, I just be like, hey, I'm like, bro, you paid me $1,000.
Chill.
Like, it's Saturday, bro. Like, let me get back to you in a couple hours. Like, you know?
One of the reasons why we've never launched a low ticket thing is because I'm like, bro, the moment you lower price, those people are going to try to get the world from you.
Yeah.
And bro, I had one person pay $27, right? For a Webby. You know what that person was messaging me directly saying, yo, I paid this. I was like, hey, I didn't get this. Oh, can I get a refund? Messaging me. Like,
on
hey,
Discord?
When are you? No, it was, I don't know where we're talking.
Probably IG.
But I was like, bro, you paid 27. Can't you even wait for my team to wake up tomorrow and refund you your $27? Oh my God. I'm like, that's what like,
bro, $27, that's like a Chipotle, you know?
I mean, shit, I probably lose $27 every second without even knowing it. But the guy was like, you know, like he owned me. And the thing is, he did pay. So he's a customer. So he has the right to complain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, I'm like, man.
But it's just like you don't want to be doing that at scale.
Exactly.
It can't be done at scale.
It can't be done with humans? No.
Yeah, because your mind is just.
But the goal is everybody deals with AI.
And what's the beauty of validating the niche? So you spoke about dentists and everyone thinks about like high ticket, because real estate, obviously the thing is, why would people stay on it? It's because at the end of the day, okay, first year you're paying 12, next year you're paying basically 6 to stay on it. That's one deal. Because the average commission of a real estate agent is $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get one deal, not even count, like if I don't even count the tens of hours that you're not on the phone, because real estate agents are always on the phone.
Yeah.
Right? If we don't even count the time savings of you living like a way more free, low stress, low busy like life.
Yeah.
You close one extra deal, you're getting an ROI on your thing, a positive one at that, right? First year, okay, sure, you're getting 2. But if you get one extra deal a quarter, plus with all the time savings, you're like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know? If you're a team owner, you're like, man, I can put how many realtors I want on my team. This AI agent is shooting the appointments in their calendar. Yeah. You know? So that's and then for dentists, same thing. Like you get 1 or 2 Invisalign agents.
You're good.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Right? So it's super easy to deliver a large scale of value so that people stay on it. Yeah. Versus the paid ads of like, oh man.
Yeah, I know.
$27 is crazy though. Holy,
oh no, the guy kicked me. You know, I had to put it in the webinar. I was like, you know, I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, it was before the web even happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something happened where he didn't have access to something, and he was like going crazy, right?
Oh my!
But like just like, you know, I was just saying, okay, I should increase price because this Webby is too cheap.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But 100%. But yeah, for me, like, you know, I just wanted to kind of like, you know, let you know, like you're on the right path. You know, lock in, man. Like you're on a generational run. And I think one thing that if I could give you an advice is what you're doing is so kind of like great. And I think you should realize that like you have one of the greatest opportunity ever, because you're probably one of the first guys in Quebec to be doing this in the Canada, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to realize that like, the moat is speed.
Yeah.
Because if you lock in these customers, bro, your kids are set.
That's so much pressure, but yeah, that's true.
No, but bro,
that's
like, but it's not pressure, bro. It's easy work. You could literally launch an ad right now. Boost the post right now. Spend money on ads, bro. You got fucking credit, bro. Burn everything on marketing.
Yeah, you know what? Everything on the line.
Everything on the line. Because I promise
like Hermosi did, you know, the 100K credit card limit, boom, in 1 month.
Bro,
maybe I have to.
Everybody gets one run at this, man. No, you don't get one run at this. But like when you have a great opportunity, bro, you don't sleep.
That's true.
You do not sleep, and the reason because in business, opportunities are you don't get this run like this opportunity you have like every time.
No, definitely.
So you probably have like a 6 to 12 months timeline that decides, are you gonna run the shit, or are you gonna and then it's like it gets hard. Cost per call. I mean, what did you say? What was the cost per call last year versus today?
Last year in this real estate industry was less than $30 per book.
How much is it right now?
I was 70
cool.
plus.
Perfect. Yeah. Cool. And it's not even been full year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. 70 is, bro.
That's a double.
Use my Amex, bro.
That's
why I'm like, because for me, I'm like seeing, I'm looking at the compounding. I'm like, what? 20 mil recurring?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'll give you money. Don't ask for no more grants, bro. Let me use my Amex.
Just shoot a DM to Serge, you know. Please. Ad spend, please. Yeah.
And that's 100%. why for me, like the new vision of client acquisition.io is, you know, we still have we're still incubating people, like, you know, companies, and trying to show them the path, help them with offer, ads, niche selection, this and that. Mm-hmm. But bro, for me, what I really care about is I want the top 10% of clients to go on and build their apps, and then we invest in them, and we actually become the growth partner. A piece of, because bro, like right now, if you offered me a deal, like, yo, maybe you don't have to do much. Maybe we come in and actually take care of much of the acquisition, just so we can scale this shit to the moon. Because bro, I know what competition is, and I like to be first in anything.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
100%.
So
yeah.
You know, anytime you need help, anytime you need locking in, even if it's just like, yo, what the fuck did you do this week? Because I think maybe the value is like, bro, you don't realize. Me, it's like my value to the table is like maybe helping you see that you have an amazing opportunity on the table, and just that change of shift and mindset just makes you cook.
Oh, for sure. No, for sure. I mean, this conversation was definitely eye opening. 100%. And yeah, man. Yeah, it's good though being. Because up to this point, even the mentor, like I told you that, like they gave us with our funds and everything. Yeah. Like they're more of the you know, like pricing. Okay, 36. You're out here like, bro, 3,600. I'm like, shoot, maybe you got a point. You know, bro. Like it's numbers, right? It's numbers.
Big, bro. Yeah. You are gonna get what you ask.
Yeah.
If you aim for 36, bro, you're gonna get the answers on how to get 36 clients.
Yeah.
Why don't you ask a bigger question?
That's true. Yeah. Now there's sky's the limit, literally, with this AI stuff.
I mean, for me, I'm just picturing the yacht, the jet.
Bro, it's got maintenance on those, man. I don't know. I learned about the maintenance on yachts.
It's okay. We're gonna scale to. You just put like a little mill on the say manage this. It's a mill. Oh, you need $1 million to manage the yacht. Oh, the jet too. Oh, the fuel is 600K. Oh, okay, cool, perfect. 60K a little trip to New York. We go to dinner. Yeah, but like to live that kind of life, and it's not really about the lifestyle, but it's more. You have to think about lifestyle so that it kind of like gets you over the hump and the stress of how much work it's actually going to take, because it is risky.
Yeah.
So you almost put your mind in the future life, in the future state. I was like, damn, if I could have this, it gets you excited and it gets you living feeling the emotions of achieving it, and then you go back to cooking with that feeling of you're already there.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the first part, is feeling it, right?
Yeah,
because if you can't feel it, imagine it, then
you ain't gonna do
like
shit.
You don't know where you're going, right?
Yeah.
So how are you gonna get there?
Yeah. So yeah, man. Like, you know, I wouldn't mind, seeing a few 9 figures personally. So I won't complain if we do that.
For sure.
So yeah, no, like that's kind of, for me, like, anything I get in is like 0 to 100. Like, it's like, if we're going to be average, what's the point? Let's just go get a job. Like, we could just be not working this weekend. We could have a 9 to 5. We could be getting paid every 2 weeks. Chill vibes. You could still afford a beer. It's fine. Or wine for me. You could still drive, get a decent car, or loan. You could still get a mortgage, live, and still have problems. You know, maybe you're unhappy. Maybe you can't afford 5 trips a quarter. Maybe, you know, like, you could still live that regular life. But why be regular in business when everything is on the line every fucking day?
That's true.
You know? I don't think entrepreneurship is worth it if you're not going to go big.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not. That's why we stopped the 20K thing. Even though it's like, okay, at 20 years old, realistically getting a job, you're not going to get paid 20K.
I mean, shit, you could be 50 and go get 20K.
Yeah, true. So it depends on the hours, but for sure. So it's like, but even then I was like, you know, waking up and I'm like, oh, shit,
yeah, it's not the right vehicle.
This Discord stuff, bro. Like,
yeah. I don't know how did you really get the homeowners on Discord?
I got everyone on Discord.
Nice.
Like, what the hell is Discord? I'm like, download it right now. I'm like, you know what? Just pay the invoice and we'll get you set up right away with your Discord account.
Yeah.
Literally. So that way they can't say, oh, I'll do it later, because they don't know what it is. So they'd stay on Discord, got everyone on Discord. And the thing is, those that like didn't download the app, they just don't text. So I'm like, perfect, less messages. You know, less messages. So like, and it was this, like, half would literally send nothing. Even when we would update them, they wouldn't even like acknowledge it. But it's the other half always that you know, kind of blast you. But it's like, man, it was truly an eye-opening conversation for real. Appreciate you, Serge, as always. 100% dreaming big,
go big.
Building. I mean, especially that we've kind of done the grunt work of building the thing, right?
That's what I'm saying, bro. You don't need to do anything, right? And you've done it, and that's why I'm like, yo, congrats. And that's why I was like, yo, let's do a pod. It doesn't matter if you're currently doing like 7 figures a year and more. What matters is that you took risks that most people wouldn't take, which is like invest in building this app. And you've done it, so it's like, you know, let's get you cooking, right? But what advice would you give to the you that was buying Iman's course, then to the you that was running the 20K a month thing, and then to those 2 stages? Because I feel like you're just taking your first investment into investing in yourself to learn stuff, and then the other one is like you're running a decent, you kind of like made it, but you realize that, like, oh, you've actually created a slave shop for yourself.
No, I would say, I mean, to anyone watching, even that's, for example, at the Iman stage, first of all, good job. Like, not many people, and like, I don't know anyone else my age that bought like a course or whatever in a certain, and it can be in anything, right? But your best investment is yourself. So as long as you realize that, and then number 2, that you don't quit and you don't like stop. Oh, motion, right? Motion. What's the who's a Newton guy? That's like an object that is in motion stays in motion. And you know,
or you could just say, "I got motion."
That's I got motion, bro. Or motion twin or something.
Shit, motion.
But it's true, because if you stop, like, as soon as you start, it's like,
hard.
It's hard, but bro, because once again, you see 99% of people, and you're like, bro, you never even started, man. You never even got out of the comfort zone and saw like anything outside of where you've been.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as you've done that first step, good job. And then to that other person that's like starting to get some wins and that sees that it's hard or whatever, like, just don't stop. Continue self-educating.
Yeah.
Continue learning, even though you're not at school. You still, learning is not a school thing. It's a like life thing.
Yeah.
Right. So just continue learning, continue building, implementing, and betting on yourself and your knowledge, your skills.
Yeah. 100%, man. Good shit. Great shit. And I'll give an advice to maybe his stage. Fuck 36 customers. Go for 3,000.
Let's do it.
And if you need us to cook, if you need client acquisition that are to back you, to invest in you, we'd be happy if you have an AI app that is specific to a niche. We're not wanting to fucking invest in or grow any of these commodity solutions, hit me up, right? But thanks, man. Now let's go have fun.
Yeah, let's go.